All right, I am here with Taylor Moore with a huge main event professional fight announcement. I don't want to steal any of his thunder, so I'm going to turn it right over to Taylor. Taylor, tell us, what do we got going on?
Motor City on September 24th, main event. It's going to be me and Jesse Bazzi. Title fight. It's a fight that's been talked about for a long time. Never could really make it happen. I got a lot of respect for him. He's a good dude, and I think that we're going to put on a hell of a show.
I mean, you two are seriously, probably the most known 135ers in Michigan, or at least top five, most known. Everybody knows about you guys. I can't believe this fight never came together in the past because you're one of the best in the state. He's one of the best in the state. But somehow it just never became an official matchup. This is going to be at Motor City Casino for Clip for the 135 title main event. What do you see in Jesse as an opponent? He actually fought one of your teammates. It was a very competitive fight. He ended up catching him in a submission, something that I think shocked everybody.
Yeah.
What do you see in him as an opponent? How do you feel about the matchup? And let's talk a little bit about, your training leading up to this.
I think it's a great matchup. I think he's pretty well-rounded. I've seen him beat brown belt at Bellator. I've seen him in a lot of competitive fights. I've seen him take his losses. I've seen him win good fights. I have a lot of respect for him because he's been fighting for a long time, and he kind of reminds me of myself. He takes tough fights, and I respect him for that. That's one reason why this fight excites me so much. I know he's going to bring it, and I'm going to bring it. I got to avenge that loss for Tim. Got to get that one back. And, this one hypes me up.
Yeah, I could see that you were fired up when this fight came across the desk and we decided we were going to lock in and sign this fight. What do you think finally made it come together? Because in the past, we pushed for this matchup, but we could never get it to happen. Why do you think it's finally happening now?
I just feel like we're both at that point in our career where we have to get past each other to move to the next level. A big win over me would push him probably to the next level, or a big win over him for me will do the same thing. And it's a quality win. And I just think we're both excited for it because we both like tough fights.
So you recently became a father. Taylor Moore is now a father. Those words are wild to even say. Talk a little bit about what it's been like. You got a baby girl at home now. Just talk about that experience, man. I'm sure a lot of people want to know.
It's been great. First few days were rough with no sleep, but it's getting better every day. It's definitely extra motivation to do well for her. And I'm excited for this first fight as a dad.
Oh, man. It's incredible, Taylor.
Excited to have her in here.
Future world champion.
Yeah.
So your last fight was for UFC contender. You were right on that borderline of breaking through. We've known you've been near the top for a long time. For people that don't know, you were a 17-1 amateur. You're 10-5 as a professional, so you have 15 professional fights. What was that like, fighting in front of Dana White, being right on the verge of, getting signed to the UFC? You fought a true specialist that was able to stop you, but not really beat you in a fight. Not really. I don't think you had a single mark in your face. Let's talk a little bit about that experience. And then, with a big win over Bazzi and possibly another, looking forward to getting back into contender, talk about the future.
I definitely think a win over Bazzi would get me in that area again. That fight was just really frustrating for me. I don't really feel like I got to showcase too much. We already knew he was a better grappler going into the fight. I just expected more than just a grapple, especially if it was for a contract. I definitely feel like if this fight that we're setting up now was that contender fight, we would they'd be asking for more rounds, I feel like. And so now I'm just ready. I feel like Jesse's a good opponent for us both to showcase our skills and just go in there and put on a show. So.
Yeah, I think it's guaranteed to be like fight of the night. You two are both just absolute studs. You're well-rounded. It's going to be a great matchup. I guess the last thing that we'll talk about is how has your mindset changed over time from the young kid that got into mixed martial arts that built all the way through the amateur ranks to now the seasoned professional? Because you've had incredible ups, you've had downs, but yet you've always made progress in the right direction. What is the mindset like now going into a fight? Do you get the same fight nerves? Do you get, just talk a little bit about how that's changed over time.
I've definitely got more comfortable. I still just like normal. I get fight nerves, but like we've went over in the past, just realizing that it's all normal. You're supposed to get nervous. It definitely helps, and then just having the team that we do and the teammates, having Dante, having you, and all these other studs to go with. I just feel like I'm so prepared going into any fight, no matter who I'm going against. Like when I got matched for my contender series, we had college wrestlers coming in to help me prepare for it. I had all my teammates, preparing me for it. So I just feel like for any matchup, I have the squad to get me ready for it, and I know my skills. I believe in myself, and I just know that now's the time. 2021, 2022 is going to be the year I get in, and then it's just up from there.
100%. And then, like I said, for the people that don't know Taylor's opponent from Contender, he was a 3-time national qualifier wrestler. I think he's still undefeated since your fight.
Yeah,
I think he just won his last one, absolutely dominated.
I think he got signed to belt. He beat Brett Johns.
Yeah.
Or something like
yeah,
that.
that stud from Europe.
Yep,
he just beat him. I mean, that kid can out-wrestle and do that type of tactic to most of the fighters out there. So you just weren't able to show your skill set, but we understand what you bring to the table. And given the right matchup, you're going to light the people on fire. Like, the crowds are going to go nuts. Like, a Taylor Moore fight is something that you get pumped about.
Yep.
So, I guess we'll wrap this thing up. Is there anything else you want to say? Any thanks? Any sponsor shout-outs? How do people follow you? How can they support your career? And then we'll wrap this video up.
I just want to shout out all my coaches and teammates, the whole elite team, preparing each other for every fight. Obviously, my parents, my family, my girlfriend, my new baby, giving me that extra motivation. I'm really thankful for everything. I'm happy to be here. I'm enjoying the whole ride, and I'm ready to see where this takes me.
One last thing, actually. One of your teammates, longtime teammates, almost 10 years, Josh Parisian, just got his first UFC victory. What is that like, looking all the way back, remembering, the day that Josh came into the academy to now he just got his first win in the UFC, seeing somebody alongside you. I mean, Alicia's champion of the world. There's many of the pros in here that are just doing exceptionally well. But what was that like, seeing someone that truly you've been around for 10 years get his first win?
It's motivating. I remember when I first met him, I was like, he's an athlete? Like, that's basically what I thought. I was like, I can't believe it. Like, he's an athlete. And even when I first met him and thought that, and I saw him, like, back then, I was like, well, I see why he's in here. And then even in, 10 years later, fast forwarding, looking at him now, like, he's a totally different person. He's athletic. He moves like really no other heavyweight does. And that just shows what a lot of hard work and dedication will do for you. So watching Colin last night, train with Colin a lot. Me and him have put in a ton of good rounds together, and seeing him compete in the UFC is motivating as well. So
and Colin actually had one of the best fights in Contender history in his fight that he got signed. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah. And you've had those wars with Colin. You guys both bring that element to the table. So you're right on that border. We're almost there. Main event, professional title, Clip Promotions, Motor City Casino. Make sure you are there. Thank you for sitting with me today, Taylor, and we'll wrap this video up.
All right, thanks.